Ladies and gentlemen, shall we call it here? Is it done? Are we done? Is it over? I mean, it's got to be over because what NXT Dallas just put on, NXT Takeover Dallas just put on one of the greatest pay-per-views, WrestleMania events, whatever you want to call it, one of the greatest pay-per-view events I have ever seen. No matter what WrestleMania does this weekend, we're going to give it a toast and we're going to say congratulations for second place because you can't top what we just witnessed. Let's talk results. It's over. It's over.
Today we face the monsters that are at our door. Today we are canceling the apocalypse.
What's up, jabroni? Steven here to give you guys the results for one of the greatest wrestling events I have ever seen. Like, this is the kind of event that you wish that you were there. You wish you were in the crowd. You wanted to be there. It is time for me to give you guys the results for NXT Takeover Dallas. And ladies and gentlemen, from my intro, you know, it's over for WrestleMania. I mean, this was the greatest thing I have ever witnessed in my life. It couldn't have gone no better. It couldn't have. I mean, I don't know how it could have been better than this. Every single match was a fucking spectacle. Look at this. I don't even drink, but I was so in love with what I was watching that I grabbed a beer. I enjoyed the show, and I was like, oh my God, I was crying. It was just amazing. Oh, let's talk about what happened at one of the greatest events I've ever seen in wrestling, guys. Oh my Jesus. First off, no Apollo Crews and Elias Sampson. That turned into a dark match, and I guess Apollo Crews won. Doesn't really matter. I don't get why they were hyping it during NXT if it wasn't going to mean anything, but nonetheless, it was a dark match and Apollo Crews won, which is what I expected. But let's start with the first match of the evening. The first match of the evening was the Revival versus American Alpha. Now, I wasn't sure what we were going to do here, but American Alpha came in, put on a show, started the event with a bang, and we're talking like a match. I mean, there was one botch that the crowd started chanting Botchamania, but even that botch to me was handled well. I mean, I wasn't sure if they were going to push American Alpha, Jordan and Gable so soon. The Revival's there, you know, Dawson and Dash, and there was an awesome chant of, I think, who is Dawson, who is Dash, and I thought it was awesome. I mean, the crowd for this event was amazing. Amazing. They hyped you up. They got you excited. There was chants. It was just great. But American Alpha takes the win. They take the win in a phenomenal match. Great match. We're talking one of the best tag matches of the year, easily. They put on a great match. I mean, but this is what we expect from NXT. NXT's tag division is just greatness. Greatness when it comes to matches. And I mean, American Alpha wins. What's going to happen here? I don't know. There was no interference. There was no dirtiness. There was no attacking them after. So I'm not sure if the Revival are done for right now or if they're going to have something at next week's taping and kind of go from there. But American Alpha won. The crowd was loving it. They were loving it. I mean, it felt like we were a part of it. We saw them grow. We saw them through breaking ground. It was just, oh, such a great way to start the match or the night. I mean, such a great match. Oh my God, it was so great. Next, we have Baron Corbin and Austin Aries. Now, this is the one where I was saying Aries was going to win because he had to win. Because he's the new guy. He is the TNA guy, the TNA legend, and you can't have him come in and lose in his first match, right? And I was right. Baron Corbin loses in a really respectably good match. A good match. Baron Corbin is getting better in the ring. His pacing is still a bit slow. I would like to see him pick up his pacing, but people were worried that why would Corbin have to drop to an indie guy when he's the guy that hates indie guys? It would have been nice to see him win, but you can't feed him Aries. You just can't do that. Aries can't lose his first match. So it was a great match. The big guy, small guy. I mean, this is the kind of match you want to see. Whatever the fuck Ryback and Kalisto are gonna give us, it's not gonna be this. This was a good match, man. A good match. A lot of cool finishes, flying everywhere. It was just a good match. Oh my God, NXT, every match you gave us was just great. But this was another good one, guys. Another good match I was gonna say great, so I was like, good. So pretty much, I mean, let's get to the next match. Next, we have possibly the match of the decade, the match of all time. I mean, Sami Zayn versus Nakamura. And this match started off with Nakamura's amazing music. Great music. I loved his music when it dropped. I was loving it. And then we have Sami Zayn. Everybody knew how this match was going to happen. Everybody knew Zayn was going to drop it and lose this match because of the fact that he's already on the main roster. We know that this was his final match. This was his last chance to put on a show. Put on a spectacle for where NXT is. Like for NXT, though, he brought NXT there. He put on a show for them, for the fans, and it was great. This match was amazing. There was spots, there was blood, there was high flying, there was knees, there was counts here and there. Who's gonna win? It was for somebody like me that knew what was gonna happen. Like I knew that it was gonna happen because I follow all the wrestling. I can tell I've been watching wrestling for a long time. I knew what was gonna happen in this match, and I was at the edge of my seat. I was loving it. I was watching everything, and I'm like, people were chanting "Fight Forever," and like it's just both Zayn and Nakamura were getting chants. I mean, dear Jesus, what was this match? It was one of the best matches I have ever seen. No fluff or any crazy shenanigans. It was just pure amazing wrestling. Like that's what we wanted. We wanted these two guys to put on a show. The King of Hardstyle, dropping knees, coming out flamboyant as hell like he is. Just his character is so cool. Sami Zayn just kind of, we saw angry at Sami Zayn for a little bit in the match. It was great, man. And he made Nakamura look like a fucking god. Like he set him up beautifully. Nakamura has to come to the main roster soon. Sooner rather than later. Maybe a month or two or to the next takeover. And then after that, bring his ass up. He's got to be at the main roster, guys. Don't know what he's going to do up there because there's just so much unnecessarily bad talent on the main roster that we could just... We're not doing anything with them. Let's pop in some new guys and just... Oh, this match was great. This match was great. So great. So great. Oh my God. It's just... Go watch it. Go, if you don't have the WWE Network, go get the free month. Watch it. Watch this event. It was so good. So good. Next, we have Asuka versus Bayley. I kept calling her Ahsoka for some reason, and I don't know where I was getting that. I feel like I was getting that from a movie or a TV show or something, but we have Asuka versus Bayley, and this was the match where I was not sure what they were going to go with. I didn't know what was going to happen here. Was Bayley going to win? Was Bayley going to stay down there? Was Asuka going to win? Does Asuka have enough of a pop to like Bayley to pass the torch to? I'm not sure, but Bayley lost. Bayley lost. And some people were pissed. Most people were accepting and understood what was happening. We all know that Bayley's coming, especially with the now rumor that the women's championship is going to be back and they're getting rid of the divas, and Bayley kind of being in, like, even in her promo saying we want to be women's wrestling and all this. It wouldn't shock me if she shows up. Somebody gave me like this idea on Twitter, and they said that what if somehow Bayley gets to be in like the Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania? Something happens, and I was like, dude, like, are you trying to get me to just lose my mind? Like, are you trying? Like, is somehow Bayley does like what? Oh my, like what? Come on. Oh no, it's not gonna happen. And don't get me wrong, that's still gonna be one of the best matches at WrestleMania, easily. The triple threat divas match between Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte. But if you throw Bayley in that damn thing and Bayley wins, ladies and gentlemen. But the Asuka versus Bayley match was phenomenal. It was great spots for both ladies. Asuka doing her arm bars, her submissions, her crazy antics, her kicks. It was a great match. They still made Bayley look strong in the loss because she didn't tap. She went out Stone Cold style. She passed out. I mean, if she would have been bleeding, would have been better. But bloodied as hell and didn't tap out. She just passed out. Like, it was the perfect momentum shift. I don't know what this means for Bayley, honestly. I don't know if Bayley's coming up now or if they are going to do a rivalry here until maybe the takeover Brooklyn too. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, honestly, because I don't know who else is in the division that can really fight with Asuka. You have Nia Jax. You have Bliss. I mean, you have Dana Brooks. maybe Carmella, but I thought Carmella was coming up. I mean, let me be honest, there aren't enough women right now down in NXT that can really compete with Asuka for something, especially since Emma's up now. Eva Marie's up now. I'm not saying Eva Marie deserves to go for the title, but she had that whole Nia Jax thing, so I don't know what's gonna happen with the women's division now in NXT. But if Bayley does come up or if Bayley stays, nonetheless, I'm happy either way. I would love to see Bayley get on the main roster, because if it wasn't for her injury, she would have already been on the main roster, but she got injured when all the other women came up. So, I mean, who knows what would have happened then? But I'm totally cool either way. But Asuka wins, Bayley passes out, Bayley looks strong, Asuka looks strong. There was a mixture of pops and boos for Asuka when she won, which is to be expected because nobody's as big as Bayley. Like Bayley is like the John Cena of NXT, and I'm talking about how the people love her, and like how kids love Bayley. And the difference between Bayley and John Cena is that adults love Bayley because they know how hard she works. So that was a phenomenal match as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the final event of the evening. Finn Bálor versus Samoa Joe. Now, this match started off, and right from like maybe the second minute, accidentally Joe and Bálor hit each other's heads, and Joe starts bleeding, and then they have to keep bringing in the doctors to make sure he was gushing blood. It was a cut above the eye. I thought it was under the eye, but it was above the eye, or like right around here, and they kept coming in to check him out. Finn had to keep punching him on the opposite side of where the cut was. This was one of the weird ones because I didn't understand the ending. So this match went on for about 17 minutes or around 20 minutes, let's say, and it was a great match, great spots, people chanting, it was everywhere. Finn Bálor came out with a chainsaw, great music, it was a great match. But you know, people kept getting mad because they had to come. They kept interrupting the match to check on Joe's eye, which kind of people were pissed. I thought it was a more severe cut than it was, so I was like saying I was defending the referee and everything for stopping and checking up on him, but it wasn't that bad. It was bleeding a lot at the beginning, but it wasn't that bad. So with this match, I don't know what to say. I'm a bit confused, ladies and gentlemen, because I was 100% sure Samoa Joe was going to win and Finn Bálor was going to show up on Monday Night Raw or WrestleMania with his Bálor Club. That doesn't look like it's going to be the case, because unless they're going to do it the way they do with Kevin Owens, where he kept the belt and kept going up and down. But then they can also, the way it looked, Joe didn't attack Finn Bálor or anything, so that seems to be the ending of that story. So I'm not sure if Joe's coming up now. I'm honestly not sure. The ending was weird because the ending, okay, so Finn Bálor does his drop kick thing. I forgot what they call it. Is it called a slingshot? I don't remember what it's called. The drop kick. Then he does the coup de grace. Then he goes in for he goes to pick up Joe. Joe reverses it, hits him with the Samoa lock, or what do you want to call the Joe submission. And he's, got Finn on the ropes. And then Finn does some weird thing on the turnbuckles and pins Joe. And that's how the match ends. So this match was great. Like, we're talking great match. Great hype, great spots. Both men were putting on a show. But I was weirded out by the ending because I was like, that's the ending that we get? It just didn't feel like how you end a feud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, feuds end a certain way. And this one didn't feel like the way that you would end a feud. So it makes me believe that maybe this feud isn't over just because of the way that this was ended. You know what I mean? Like, you expect a different kind of ending. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly don't know what this means. But Finn Bálor did win. He retains the title. And I don't know what this means, honestly. But nonetheless, phenomenal show. One of the greatest events I've ever seen in wrestling. And I loved every second of it. Loved every second of it. Even the Corbin match, which I wasn't that excited about, I loved it. Loved it. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the results. That is my reaction. That is my review. Let me know what you guys think below. What did you guys think of NXT Takeover Dallas? Leave it in the comments below. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this kind of stuff. I usually put this on another channel. Might be putting this on this channel. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll figure it out. Check out my predictions for WrestleMania. They should be up on here somewhere. Let me know what your predictions are. And as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
And all that visions are sitting high on my own gold throne. Never listening criticism. I built my own from the bottom. I've gotten myself in my own zone. Never stopping. I made